Indonesian human rights activist. Ranking above Munir in the Indonesian intelligence agency, BIN, was Admiral Hendro Priyono. I'm sorry, General Hendro Priyono. General Hendro Priyono was a protege of U.S. intelligence and was so important to the U.S. that he was granted direct meetings with the head of the CIA, at that time Tenet, and the head of the FBI, at that time Mueller. The investigators in Indonesia have not yet dared to approach Hendro Priyono, but it's clear that a serious investigation of the Munir assassination would have to look at this U.S. intelligence protege as well. But this intelligence chief who was tried is free. Yes, he got off. Now, there may be another trial because there's such a public outcry, but he's feeling confident. Back to the Obama administration very quickly. We had you on a little while ago talking about the advisors to the presidential candidates. At the time, it was Hillary Clinton, it was Barack Obama. Now, Barack Obama has chosen the people he wants to constitute as his cabinet. Quick thoughts. He's continued Gates at the Pentagon. He's talking about Jim Steinberg for the -- 2 in the State Department under Hillary Clinton. Steinberg is someone who was involved in the decision-making and has openly defended the bombing of the Shifra pharmaceutical plant, which was one of the main pharmaceutical suppliers and evidently caused massive civilian suffering. Obama, by all indications, is continuing the long-standing U.S. policy of backing the killing of civilians if the U.S. feels it is necessary. The system works on autopilot. If he does not stand up on the first day and say he is stopping it, it will continue. He's saying he will close Guantanamo. That's good. Right now, liberals and Democrats are focused on the twists that Bush added to this system. U.S. people directly involved in torture, Guantanamo, the chain of CIA secret prisons. Assume Obama shuts all that down. Then we're just back to where we were before Bush, which was the U.S. backing forces that kill civilians in dozens of countries around the world, and torture being carried out with U.S. support, except the torture is done by the local forces that the U.S. is training and supplying. In El Salvador, for example, the CIA would give courses to members of the National Guard, the National Police, and the Treasury Police. They would do the torture. The CIA people would stand in the next room. They would watch. They would slip in questions. So if we go back to that system, that doesn't make any difference to the person being tortured, whether the hand that wields the razor blade is an American hand or a local hand. The problem is the torture itself. I wanted to go back to Mayor Bloomberg in Gaza, and this is where we'll end. We have a clip of the news conference. He was interviewed by CNN after he went to Israel.
If you're in your apartment and some emotionally disturbed person is banging on the door, screaming, "I'm going to come through this door and kill you," do you want us to respond with one police officer, which is proportional, or with all the resources at our command? Just think about it in that context. There's no such thing as proportional response to terrorism. This is not a game that we're playing by the Marquess of Queensberry rules. People's lives are at risk. And I can tell you, in New York City, we would not do anything but use all our resources to keep you safe. And in America, we'd use all our resources to keep you safe. We wouldn't get involved in these ridiculous things like proportionalism. Proportionalism is for theoreticians. The real world is governments have a responsibility to protect their citizens with everything that they have.
New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, final response, Allan Nairn.
Bloomberg says proportionalism is stupid. It's ridiculous. Osama bin Laden would agree. This is the ethic of terrorism. By that standard, does that mean that the Palestinians are now allowed to start killing Israelis at the ratio of 100 to 1? Israel is now killing 100 Palestinians for every Israeli. Does that mean with 600 Palestinians dead, there should now be 600 Israelis dead? And since Bloomberg rejects proportionalism entirely, that's a license for Palestinians to kill all of Israel, to kill all of America, for everyone to kill everyone. This is the ethic and the logic of terrorists. And this is the ethic and the logic that still, unfortunately, governs the rulers of the United States. And Mayor Bloomberg was simply stating what is commonplace thinking. And unless Obama rejects that on his first day, the U.S. will continue killing civilians. It's right there in front of us. It's right there in the statements. It's right there in the actions. It's there in the bodies of people who were torn up by American munitions. We've got to see it and stop it.
Allan Nairn, I want to thank you for being with us, award-winning journalist, speaking to us here in New York. We'll link to your blog at allannairn.com. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. When we come back, we look at the stimulus package of President-elect Barack Obama. Stay with us.